What's up, Prizefight fans? I'm Brian Tong, and the smartphone wars will never go away. So we're facing off the best of the best. It's a Prizefight punch-out between Apple's iPhone 5S and Samsung's Galaxy S4. Our judges for this fight are senior editor Jessica, the People's Dole Court, associate editor Lynn, ooh la la, and myself, can't go wrong Tong. We'll take all three judges' scores and average them out to the nearest 10th each round. The final Prizefight score will be an average of all rounds using the same system. Let's get it started. Round one is design. These two phones are the top of their class, and Apple still brings one of the best designed phones even if it has a smaller 4-inch screen with a 326 pixel per inch count. For some people, it's the perfect size. For others, it's not. And all the hype about the gold iPhone, in person, it's really not as gold as they make it look in pictures. Now, the Galaxy S4 may not bring as premium of a design with its plastic backing, but it feels solid in your hand, and the one thing we can't ignore, its 5-inch AMOLED display with a higher 441 pixel per inch count. This thing is the truth, but it also might be too big for some people. It's a battle between screen size and design, and our judges are calling this a tie at 4.3 points apiece. Next round is controls and user interface. Apple brings iOS 7 with a visual facelift, but the same staple functionality that has made it the easiest mobile OS to use. Now, if you're looking for deep customization, you won't really find it here, but Control Center is really the biggest change that plays catch-up to Android, and it's the most useful for Apple loyalists. Now, Touch ID brings fingerprint recognition. That's optional, and it may take an extra second, but it's a lot better than punching in a passcode every time, and it's the best fingerprint execution we've seen so far. The Galaxy S4 brings its snappy TouchWiz interface running on top of Android 4.3 that's still rolling out. It looks a lot like previous versions, except there's even more UI bells and whistles tucked in here. Pull down the notifications bar, and you'll see everything, and I mean everything, from multi-window use to Samsung's Smart Eye features that are more gimmicky. Now, you can navigate the phone by touch or with gestures, and we don't think the interface is bad. The UI is still just as customizable, but it's just not as clean. Now, there's just so much more you can do here, and today's user demands more, so the Galaxy S4 gets a 4.7, and the iPhone 5S gets a 4.3. Now, after averaging 2 rounds, the Galaxy S4 leads. Next round is features. Apple's iPhone 5S brings a dual-core A7 processor, and its biggest new feature, Touch ID, is a fingerprint sensor done right, but it has so much more potential that needs to be unlocked. There's also an M7 processor for fitness apps, but that really isn't a game changer. Siri is better, but it's still behind Google Voice, and Apple Maps are better, but they're still behind Google Maps. Now, just like the name implies, the 5S is an improvement from the 5, but not a groundbreaking device. On the other hand, Samsung's Galaxy S4 is jam-packed with features with its 1.9 GHz quad-core processor, so I'll tell you some of the unique things it can do even if you won't use them all. It has a replaceable battery and memory expansion. You won't find that on the iPhone 5S. It brings multi-window support to run 2 apps at the same time, motion gestures for zooming into pictures, or scrolling up and down a web page with your eyes, or looking at pictures with the wave of a hand like a boss. Now, watch a video, turn away, and the video clip will stop until your eyes return to the screen. It also has S-Voice Drive to keep your eyes on the road, and it can even be used as a fitness device. It also brings the Watch On app to act as your TV remote. And that's still not everything. Now, can you guess who takes this round? The Galaxy S4 gets a 4.7, and the iPhone 5S gets a 4. Next round is web browsing and multimedia. Web browsing on mobile phones is pretty much a push when you can load Chrome on both phones as the best mobile browser out there. The Galaxy S4 really stands out, though, with its enormous display that may not always be as bright as other phones on its highest setting, but web content and videos just look amazing on it compared to the iPhone 5S's 4-inch screen. iTunes Radio is also one of the sleeper features that has been great, and I mean a great multimedia add-on that a lot of iOS users are asking, Pandora who? Now, when it comes to photos, the iPhone 5S's 8-megapixel camera tends to take photos that are a little sharper and more saturated compared to the S4's 14-megapixel camera. Low-light shots perform better with the iPhone 5S, and its dual-color LED flash made a difference when compared to the Galaxy S4's, and both phones have slow-mo video, which is always fun. Now, overall, our judges preferred the 5S's camera over the S4's that was still very good, but we're going to give the slight edge to the S4 overall with its larger screen. The Galaxy takes round 4 with a 4.7, and the iPhone 5S gets a 4.3. So after averaging 4 rounds, the Galaxy S4 still leads. The final round that decides it all is performance. Both phones' call quality will depend on your carrier and area, and in our tests, they were both very capable. Now, both operating systems were snappy to use, but iOS 7's animations do tend to make the OS feel slower at times. Now, in seeing its own video battery drain test, the iPhone 5S was able to squeeze out 11 hours of battery life compared to the Galaxy S4, which squeezed out 10 hours and 20 minutes of juice, and the reality is that a larger screen means less battery. Now, in the Geekbench 3 benchmark tests, the iPhone 5S clearly dominated the Galaxy S4 as well, but the reality is that both of these phones feel fast and snappy in real-world tests. Now, performance matters, and the judges are giving the iPhone 5S a perfect 5, and the Galaxy S4 gets a 4.3. So let's average out all 5 rounds, and Samsung really put the pressure on early and often, and even a perfect 5 in the last round just wasn't enough for the iPhone 5S, and the Galaxy S4 takes this battle 4.5 to 4.4 and is your Prizefight winner. It was another epic battle, but in the end, these are 2 cream of the crop phones, and the final decision always comes down to you. I'm Brian Tong. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time for another Prizefight.